I Forgot Stories kept a bunch of my old videos in them, and I just went through the archive and had a field day. I thought it might be fun to download some of them to show you. This is like a part 1, and it's gonna take a while because there are a lot of videos and photos that I think are cute and I don't want to miss out on again. So since this is a part 1, these are videos between 2018 January to probably about May. At this time, we only had Luna, Iris, and Noctis. Luna was our first ferret we got in August 2017 as a Craigslist rescue, shortly after we got Iris, so that way Luna had a friend. We didn't know at that time that ferrets could be deaf, so our first ferret, Luna, didn't react to the way the internet said ferrets should react to stuff, and after doing a bunch more research online, we found out that black-eyed whites are very often deaf. In about February 2018, we got Noctis, and a month before that, we had gotten Camilla, and as you can see in the beginning, Camilla thought she was a ferret. She would sneak into their cage quite often and just chill. Also, there are some things in this video that are not stuff I would recommend. These little chew sticks are actually horrifically bad for them, and I didn't know this in the beginning. But it's okay. You make mistakes, and when people tell you that's not a good treat, you do some research, you find out why. As you can see, my ferrets have been playing in macaroni since 2018. Kinda. Because Iris actually ended up trying to eat some of these, so we took it away for like a year or two. She was better with it later on. That's her right there. Pretty much in this whole video, if you see a sable, it's either Noctis or Iris. If it's darker like this, that's Noctis. He was dark and little, and he used to play with baby Camilla all the time. Also, this video is pre-Zeke. Zeke will be in part 2, whenever I do that. It's so weird seeing my older setup. This was the blanket we had when we first moved in, and our bed was right on the floor. Notice the lack of stuff on the floor, because when the ferrets fell, the bed was closer to the ground. Man, I don't even remember what having a bedroom floor without puppy beds all over the floor to protect the ferrets looks like at this point. This was one of the few things that they could go under in the house at that time, and Noctis just thought it was the coolest spot. They hung out under here quite a bit. But again, this is pre-Nugget Cave, so they had to do something. Oh yeah, I made Luna, Noctis, and Iris little Easter ears. Also, the Voopies back in the day, this is this was actually Marshall's food, which is, again, very bad for them, but I didn't know. This is your crash course in anytime I say I didn't know, don't do this. Marshall's food is bad for them. Those chew sticks are bad for them. You live and you learn. I had only had ferrets for 6 months at this point. It was not unusual to hear a sound, turn around, and find Camilla trying to climb the outside of the ferret cage because she wanted to get in there. She has, and still does, like to eat their food. She doesn't go in their cage anymore because she's too big, but she does try to eat their food. There weren't a lot of cuddle spots back in the day, so they did their best to find their own little spots, and for a while Luna and Iris would always snuggle in the closet. I used to make them breakfast like every morning, and we would call it breakfast because Iris had an accent, a little speech issue, so she would say he-woo and breakfast, and that's why we're fluffy ferrets and not fluffy. We are fluffy because of Iris. But again, this was Marshall, so don't do this one. Baby Camilla loved toys, but Noctis loved baby Camilla. But he kept wanting to play with her like he would play with another ferret, so he would try to pounce and grab her neck and bite her, and she was not a fan of it. Most of my ferrets don't actually like going into tubes on an angle, even to this day, but Iris would rather turn around and go back the way she came. At this point, we had those purple things that you put on the end of the tubes. They don't really do much, so we don't have them anymore. Oh, Luna. Luna would climb onto things and chew anything she could get. She once stole a 5-pound hammer and dragged it across the house like it was just a toy. I don't know. She was always doing a DIY. She liked to chew headphones. Did I mention that she was deaf and spicy? She was a lick chomp girl. And considering they've never met, Nugget takes after her in a lot of things. You know, I'm looking at her now, and I'm wondering if she was ever a Rowan like Nugget, or if she was just white in general. I never saw any gray on her. Like Nugget, you can still pick up some spots, but not on her. Look, Noctis hardly had any mask. Look at Iris's mask, though. Oh. We don't have that many doors in the house now, because Iris used to slide under the doors, so we took most of them off. This was another one of those few places where they could stash things underneath. We had a dresser at one point in one of the rooms. And Iris used to hide toys. She specifically had this bunny and squirrel, and I still have the squirrel to this day. It's on a shelf in my bedroom. I just looked at it. But this was her spot, right here. They did not like me raiding it. Oh, they had no idea what our house would turn into at this point. I thought this was a lot of toys at the time. Look how mad. She's like, why did you take this? No. Scared the heck out of baby Camilla there. She just went right back under the dresser, though. It's funny how everybody has specific things that they like to stash. Here's more of baby Noctis and baby Camilla going at it. Look at this. He would go and bite. This is why she doesn't like them now. And he was so proud. He got some Sky Prison time for this one. You can't bite the kittens. It didn't do any good. He still went back to biting the kitten. Micah was always snuggling Iris. This is why when people ask if ferrets and cats can get along, it's like an iffy question to me, because ours grew up together, and Camilla has always been slightly picked on by Noctis, and then now Nugget chases her kitty toes, so she knows better, and every once in a while when she poops, we can't get too mad at her because she's been through a lot. Here's some more of little Iris just being a cutie pie. She had such a good mask and was so fluffy this year. She only got this super soft fluffy winter coat once or twice, where she got that full mask, and it was just the cutest. She looked like a completely different ferret. I have a bunch of these videos, so if you guys want to see more of the older crowd when they were little, let me know and I will upload them.